I'm so excited and a little nervous. But luckily this time around, I wasn't nervous until now. The last time I was nervous for the whole damn day. I'm getting better. I'm handling my anxiety much better these days. Here's to me. I'm just waiting till exactly 5 o'clock. My days. All right. So, hi, and welcome to today's Sunday chat with me, Julie. I hope everybody is doing well. Oh yeah, my hair. I think this is the second time in my adult life I'm doing it. The first time was like a couple months ago, maybe last year, a few months ago. But yeah, and I'm really liking them. I think I'm gonna do them again, but professionally, because I did these myself and I don't think I did it well. So today I'm here to talk about skincare, my skincare journey. The reason I wanted to like do a live and record a video about my skincare journey is because since the quarantine, I've noticed like how my skin has significantly improved in a way where I'm like, oh my God, I didn't even think it was possible for my skin to look the way that it looks now. And I know it's not because, I've grown out of the acne, because I had adult acne, but I realized that this is the first time in my life that I've actually stuck to a skincare routine. Because I always thought, skincare routine is for people who can afford it, and I couldn't afford it. So, so I'm just going to start by talking about my acne days, which is still today. But when I hit puberty, my acne just decided, yes, this is the time. This is my time to run free. So I spent all of my teenage years with horrible, painful, and I mean physically painful acne. I used to get these pimples on my nose that used to be maybe the size of like a pomegranate seed, like that big on my nose. And I would get a couple of those on my nose and they would be filled with pus. And when I like pop them, because they're so big, it would leave like these gashes on my nose. And I would get them in other places on my face too, but mostly I'd have like 3 or 4 on my nose at any given time. Not to mention like grater. This face used to be, you could grate a coconut on my face. That's how bad it was. And I posted some images on on my Instagram stories about how my face used to look back then. Anyway, when I got a little bit older, I don't know what happened. I got it under control a little bit. And maybe a year or 2 ago, I decided, okay, I tested out some birth controls for like 3 months. It didn't go well because my skin decided to take vengeance. Like, I started to get adult acne, which is like all under my chin here. And it used to be like in these clusters. And then it started to go all over my face. And I just didn't know what to do. I tried everything. I bought all the products. I did everything that I could. And it just was not going away. And I started to do some research and I just couldn't find the answers. I started watching like YouTube videos of people who are taking care of their acne. I watched this video that is an hour long of a woman. It was probably an hour and 30 minutes of a woman talking about how she got her face from where my face was to this glowing, like superstar-esque face. And if you hear the amount of product that she used, I'm just like, first of all, I just cannot afford it. She was a medical doctor. I just cannot afford it. And why do I need to have like so much stuff to fix my face? Anyway, I decided to just keep doing some more research, and I have found a very simple process that I use in order to have this fabulously glowing skin. I'm so excited because, you know, this never happens to me, and I'm just so happy that I can testify today to say it's possible. Like, it's true. It's possible to be able to manage your acne. So, my general philosophy as an artist is I have a holistic approach. I believe that you need to take care of your mind, your body, and your spirit. So, and that was part of the hour and 30-minute long YouTube video that I watched. Like, she emphasized that she changed her mindset and she, you know, did all those kind of mentally spiritual things. And I firmly believe that you need to take care of your mind, your body, and your mental health and your spiritual health. Now, when I was much younger, like, I didn't consider those kinds of things, but now if I get too stressed, my acne is the first one to say, listen girl, fix this. If I am feeling like really down, and that happens for an extended period of time, immediately my acne is just going to start coming up. If I eat a certain way, my acne is going to start coming up. So I approach the care for my skin in two ways. I do an inside approach and an outside approach. I have notes. I'm so sorry. I can't get away from my chemistry days. Like, I have notes with like footnotes and side notes and little notes in the top and all that stuff. But yeah, so I do an inside approach and an outside approach. And I'll just kind of go over some of the inside stuff that I do first to make sure that when the outside stuff starts to happen, it has reinforcements, right? So first thing I do, that thing where they say, you know, you need to stay hydrated, it works. Like, do it. Drink as much water as you can every time you can, because it's so important to, like, you will see the difference on your skin. So I drink lots and lots of water, even though sometimes I don't remember and I forget, and it's just not, I just can't, or I'm just not interested in on that day, but I drink lots of water. Now, I also make sure that I take care of my nutrition. I try my best to eat well. I don't eat a lot of oily foods. I'm now realizing that gluten, the minute I have bread, within a day or two, I'm going to get I may not get a pimple right away, but I'll start to see like my skin is just not responding the way it used to respond. Or if I have one square of a chocolate, I am bound to get a pimple within 6 hours, maybe less sometimes, depending on if there's like milk in the chocolate. If I have any kind of dairy stuff, I will get the pussy kind of pimples. And I notice because back in high school, when I used to have all those pus-filled bumps on my nose, I used to eat like maybe 5 slices of cheese every single day. And I used to drink milk all the time. And then I realized, so like, how did I notice that? So back then, because I decided I wanted to be an artist and I wanted to be a specific kind of artist, I did my yoga teacher training. I wanted to approach my work from a very holistic and spiritual approach. So I did yoga teacher training because I recognized how much it gave me access to my body. And I did a whole lot of personal development training stuff. And at one point in my yoga teacher training, we had to do a fast. Like, we weren't allowed to eat. We had to do a complete cleanse. We only drank water with pepper and cayenne pepper and maple syrup in it for like 7 days. And for those 7 days, after those 7 days, my skin, though it wasn't perfect, it was strides beyond what it was before. So I was like, this is very interesting. Maybe it is something that I'm eating. Why? So I decided to become vegetarian, and I didn't eat meat, and I didn't have any dairy, and I stopped eating cheese for that entire year. And then I was also eating for my hormones, right? And that's when I didn't even realize that I was doing it, but my skin started to, it was looking so good. And then eventually I started to do some more research, and I started talking to more people, and I realized that you could be eating for your hormones. And so I started to eat specific foods at specific times, and I tried to balance my life to make sure that I don't eat soy products and I don't eat certain foods around certain times, and my skin got even better, like significantly better. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I started eating meat again, and then it started happening again, and I'm moving on with my life, but it was much better than it was before. Now, when I tested out this birth control thing, because I wasn't taking birth control before that, and I realized that I kicked my hormones out of whack, and the same thing started happening again. That's another thing that I take care of. I make sure that my hormones are being attended to, because I am a woman and my body operates in a cyclical manner that is dependent on my hormones. So I need to make sure that I'm taking care of my hormones all the time. It's not something that I'm like vigilant about, because I did that before and it's not sustainable, but I try to make sure that I don't eat certain foods because of that reason, or I try to eat certain foods because of that reason. So like the week before my period, I would try to have like lots of earthy food. I'll have my potatoes, I have my sweet potatoes. If I can get yams, I will have yams, because and when I have lots of leafy, green leafy foods, because that has lots of iron and minerals in it that I'm going to need. And those things helped me as I'm going on in life to realize, and I was still like having chocolate, and I was still like eating bread and, having a marvelous time. But now when I'm able to know that every time I eat a chocolate, no matter how dark it is, if it's not a vegan chocolate, no, not even that, as long as it's chocolate, I'm going to get a pimple. And I just can't bother with that. No, I can't bother with it. Like, I don't have the time. Especially since, like, looking at my face, I'm just like, what? In terms of the chocolate, so Shai says, what is that science based on? I'm curious. I never know you could eat to take care of your hormones. Girl, we can talk. That's like a whole different workshop. That's a whole different thing. I'm actually currently working on a program to help people to maximize your hormones, to get the best out of your productivity and your creativity and, overall wellness. We could talk in another live or even I'll message you. So So those are some of the things that I do for my inside. So I take care of my nutrition. I'm mindful about the foods that I eat. I take care of my hormones. I take care of my mental health, because every time there was a period of time, the reason I had gone on birth control is because every time I ovulate. So from the moment I ovulate till I have my period, I would get depressed. And I felt like I was living my life in a cycle of depression, and I just couldn't deal with it. So I decided I was going to go on birth control to kind of balance it out. I did my research, and I took the birth control that allowed you to stay in your follicular phase, which is that week after your period. So that's my best week. So I took the birth control that made sure that I stayed in that week so I could ward off, that depressive feeling. But the things that came along with that was just too much for me. So I decided, you know what? I'm just going to leave that behind. And that's when all hell breaks loose, because nobody tells you that when you get on birth control, there's a whole process that your body has to go through in order to get off birth control. I found out the hard way because my hair started to fall out, like in clumps. My hair started to fall out. And I don't know if you know, but I have a whole hair journey, and I'm just beginning to have healthy hair and know how to take care of my hair. So when I started losing hair, that's when I really started to get depressed. And then my skin started to get worse. And there was a point when I was like, okay, this is it. This is it. I have tried the Proactive regime when it just came out, and it was just like, yes, we discovered the cure. I tried it, didn't work for me. I tried some other regimes from some other people, and I remember I was in New York one winter, and my face started to crack like the way it looks when you out in the desert. Like some huge cracks started to come up in my face, and sometimes it would bleed. That's how bad it was. And I said, okay, that's not gonna work. So at this point, when I'm in my 30s, I'm just like, there's nothing I can do. This is just my life. I'm just gonna have to learn to live with acne. And people are just going to have to deal with that. And, I'm an actor, so it means that I may not necessarily get certain jobs because my face is just not reconcilable. And that was really, really hard for me. But luckily, I am surrounded by some really amazing people. And my partner said to me, no, Jules, just give it another shot. There are these YouTube people who are taking their skin from one end to the other, and you must be able to figure out how to do it. Well, it was cracking, K-Dot. It was cracking. So I was trying to figure out how to do that. So I said, okay, I'm going to give it one last shot. One last shot. So after I've decided, I've made peace with this is the face that I have, and I have to love myself with it, then I decided, okay, I will do some more research. And I did some rigorous research to understand why people are using the products that they're using, why people are claiming that these are the products you need to use in order to get your skin to look a certain way. And then I was like, oh, there is a reason why a lot of skincare lines are in 3 parts. They have 3 main products in those lines. Particularly, you can see that in Rihanna's new skincare product, that it has 3 main things that are in it. Now, she may add things in later on, but there's 3 main things. So now I'm just gonna go to the things that I do outside. What is it that I'm doing to my face? Let me just make sure that I'm not missing anything out. Yes, so what is it that I'm doing to my face on the outside to make sure that my skin stays acne free, acne managed, glowing, right? So I realized that there's really 3 things you need to be mindful of when you are taking care of your skin. You need to clean your skin, treat your skin, and protect your skin. So clean it, treat it, and protect it. And I mean, it sounds obvious, but if somebody had told me that that's the basic principle for taking care of your skin, I would have warded off so much pain, so much agony. Clean it, treat it, and protect it. Now, I would say to you that everything else I'm going to say after this, you can ignore, because the way you clean your face, the way you clean your face might be different from the way I clean my face. And the way you treat your face is different from the way I treat my face. And the way you protect your face might be different, because all those things depends on the life that you live, your socioeconomic situation, your location, where you are. So, but just know it is important that you clean your face, you treat your face, and then you protect your face, right? Okay, so for me, I use one product to clean my face. One, no more. Now, back in high school, I used to see them girls use cake soap and then would have washed them face till it cool. I tried it. It didn't work for me. It didn't work for me. So I have tried very many different kinds of products, and I found one that really helps my face. Now, try different kinds of soaps, try different kind of, the different brands that they have, and see which one makes your face feel like, oh, hi, sir. Which one makes your face feels like, oh my God, this is nice. And I only have one single product. If they start making this, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to search again to find the product that makes my face feels the way it feels. So for me, that product is the Neutrogena Refreshingly Clear, that one. So I buy like 3 at a time because I never want to run out. And I use it to wash my face one time, one normal time. And the way you identify a good soap is one that when it lathers, it takes off, it breaks up all the oils in one go. So, and that's the same thing with your dishes. You shouldn't have to like double squeeze in order to get a nice lather and to wash your dishes. So like Dawn soap is a really good soap. Fairy soap is a really good soap. So if you buy a face cleaner that you have to wash, you have to use it like 2-3 times in order to get your stuff off, no good. Find another one, especially because you're going to keep irritating your face every time you wash it, right? And this one has like the little scrubs in it that also dissolves, so it's not killing the fish in the sea. So that's important. So yes, so make sure you clean your face. And I have one product. The less, the better. Then I use toner, which is a part of the cleaning process. I use toner to just get any bits of dead skin off my face. I don't use astringent because I have very, very, very sensitive skin. So I don't use astringent because it hurts too much. So I have found a gentle toner. I'll tell you how I found this toner. I went to model a makeup school, and they put some stuff on my face, my acne face, and it was just not working. My face wasn't taking the primer, my face wasn't taking the makeup, and so they had to try different products on my face to see which one was doing it well. And I also have extremely dry skin, so I found this product named Kiezo. This is not branded, by the way. This is not any affiliate. You need to find the right toner for you. I found this, and it has witch's hazel in it, but it's like the 5th ingredient. So I know some people might irritate their skin, which hazel might irritate your skin. I understand, which is why it's important to test the products that works best for you. The first product in this is water, which is always good. There's a little bit of alcohol, a derivative of alcohol. There's some glycerin, and then there is another thing, which is a preservative. And then you have witch's hazel, and then they have the stuff that is, because this is a hydrating toner. So this is the rest of stuff is like essential oils that we use that will be good to make, your face do this, do this stuff. And I buy it big so I don't have to keep buying it. Yeah, so that's my toner. So that's the cleaning process. Face is cleaned now. The next thing I do is I treat my face. Now, while I was doing my research, right, to try and figure out what to do with my acne situation, I realized that the thing that made Proactive revolutionary was the fact that they found that using salicylic acid is really good in treating acne. So I wanted to find pure salicylic acid. I didn't want it in like 10 different ingredients. This cleanser also has salicylic acid in it. So I wanted to find just the pure salicylic acid and to find out if it's possible for me to get it in as pure and then I dilute it, because I'm also a chemist. So I was willing to make that choice because I don't want to be using any products that has 50 different ingredients in it. And luckily, I found one place that made, and they no longer make it, that made salicylic acid in a solution that is water soluble and is only 2 ingredients. It's just the carrier liquid and the salicylic acid. And I started using that on my face. And let me tell you, that's when the glow began. Like, I was right. The company's called The Ordinary, the Deciem company. I know it's not accessible everywhere in the world. So if you can make sure that all the products you use on your face, if you have acne, have salicylic acid in it, then you are headed in the right direction, right? If you have acne. And I used salicylic acid on my face and it started to help. Then they stopped making salicylic acid. And my face was still breaking out and my face was still doing the do, right? So what I started to do now is I did some more research and I'm always trying to find a holistic way. I hope you're not hearing that sound. And I realized that tea tree oil is a bacterial solution, and it is anti-inflammatory. And acne is just inflammation, right? So I started using tea tree oil directly on my face. Now, please do not do that because it's a strong solution. But I was at my wit's end and I just needed to do something. So I started to, in the areas where it was, I would put tea tree oil on that area. So I wouldn't just rub it all over my face. I put it on the area. And now if I get one pimple, I will just get just a little tip on my fingertip and I'll just touch it. And by tomorrow it starts to dry up. So I get that under control. Tea tree oil is an effective acne treatment. So if you don't have access to salicylic acid, get some tea tree oil. Dilute it if you have to, which is you can just add some water, do a little face wash, because the tea tree oil tends to remove the dead cells, right? And salicylic acid does the same thing. It removes the dead cells, it cleans out the pores, and it says, yes, I'm here to, take care of all of this, right? So I used to use tea tree oil. I don't need to anymore because I don't have any active acne going on. So now the thing that I use on my face is this thing called niacinamide. I can put it in the, I should have made it a pin a comment. I can write it in later. Niacinamide. It's a new, it's a derivative of vitamin B3. And it helps with blemishes and hyperpigmentation. So I know I had a couple of questions about how to take care of my hyperpigmentation. Listen, along with the fact that I used to have active, severe acne, my face was filled with scars. The scarring was unimaginable. And so now if you look, like on my face, you might see a little bit that, I had this a couple weeks ago. But for the most part, some of it is gone. And it's because I'm not having any active breakouts. So my face is getting time to heal. I do this every day. I wash my face and I use a toner to make sure that all the dead skin is coming off. So that's taking off some of the things that are causing the dark spots. And I use niacinamide, and this one is the 10% one. So I use that twice a day. Every time I take a shower, I do this skin regime. Every time. It doesn't matter if I shower 5 times a day. I do it. So that's my protection. That's my treatment part of the regime. Yeah? So that's the treatment. Now, I was listening to a podcast and somebody mentioned that if you use vitamin C serum, your skin will begin to glow. So I decided to add it. Any vitamin C serum, you don't need to go and buy an expensive one. Any vitamin C serum, they're all the same. Make sure that there's not a lot of ingredients. And I use that when I wash my face. I will put on some vitamin C serum. Let that do its stick. No. I'll do the treatment, which is like the salicylic acid, a little bit of tea tree if I need to do that. Now I use the niacinamide. If my skin is too dry, I may use hydrochloric acid as well. And then after a little bit, then I put on some vitamin C to make sure I get that glow. If you use vitamin C, always use a sunscreen because vitamin C responds to the sunlight. So that is my treatment section. 1 or 2 products. Never use anything more. Just the one thing that I use to treat my skin. And I may add in some vitamin C just because, I want glow. Then the last thing I do is to protect. And the way you protect your skin is you make sure that you moisturize your skin. Moisturize it so that it can lock in the treatments and protect your skin from the things that are coming in, right? So for me, you don't have to do what I do, but for me, I decided that because I recognized that tea tree oil was working for me, I decided to use a tea tree cream on my face, just gently, just to, make sure that it's staying hydrated with the moisturizer, and it was also getting protected. So I will use a moisturizer that has tea tree oil in it for extra protection. And the as little extra ingredient as possible, because all of those added chemicals for fragrance, for texture, for glitter and glow and bronze and all these stuff, it's no good for your acne. So as little ingredients as possible. So that's how I treat and protect my face. I protect my face. And if I'm going to go outside, I will use sunscreen. Where I am, it's not very sunny. So, and since quarantine, I wasn't going outside, so I wasn't using any sunscreen. But if you are in direct sunlight for most of the day, or you are going outside and you're going to be in daylight, make sure that you protect your face with SPF. Now, I see that like Rihanna's line it has, her her moisturizer has sunscreen in it. And I read a review from a dermatologist who was saying, putting those two together isn't necessarily, it makes one work less than the other or something like that. So you can try it. I haven't tried it yet. I'm planning on trying it, and you see how it goes. So that's it. That's all I did. That's all I do. And I do that every single day. I wash my face, I use a toner, I put on some treatment, and then I moisturize and protect my face. That's it. And I make sure that I eat well, and I don't try to stress myself and get anxious and depressed and all those stuff. I work on my mental health. I work on my entire being. And that's how my face is what it is today. Now, some honorable mentions are, I discovered in quarantine the beauty of a face mask. If you ever get a chance, do it. Do it often. Do it regular. It is great self-care because you're literally laying hands on your being. And it does wonders for your pores. So every time I wear makeup, because every time I used to wear makeup, I would get a breakout. And then I would have to wait weeks in order to get it back under control. So every time I wear makeup now, and I don't wear makeup often, I do a face mask just to tell my skin and myself that, yes, I got you. You are going to be protected. Don't worry. I know some people won't be able to do that because of the life that you live, because, face masks can be expensive. And also you're maybe wearing makeup every day, so you don't want to do a face mask every day. That's completely understandable. But if you can make sure that whenever you use makeup that you're not like doing added irritation to your skin when you're removing your makeup. The thing I like about the Rihanna line is that the soap, the cleanser, takes off the makeup in one go, she claims, right? But I haven't tried it, so I don't know. But just make sure that if you get your makeup off in the quickest way to make sure that you can take care of your pores and your skin. Sometimes I do the bentonite clay mask. I know that some people find that as an irritant, and it's important to use sunscreen when you use it. But the company that I got my salicylic acid from, they no longer make the salicylic acid in liquid form. They put it in a clay, in a mask form, and it's made with Amazonian clay and charcoal and salicylic acid. And let me tell you, the thing, I didn't want to buy it because I was like, I'm waiting for you to get the liquid back. But the ordinary salicylic acid mask is incredible. If you can get your hands on it, get your hands on it. But I don't use it all the time. I use it every now and again when I feel like it, or especially if I have a breakout. But I use bentonite clay most of the time. Or I use one of the paper ones that you put on your face and get your skin to be hydrated. I do that. But any mask, just take care of your skin doing a mask. Chill out, relax. It sends good messages to your face. But those are the ones that I use. What else is there? I think that's about it. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. I do a couple of masks sometimes, and I do them after I do makeup, and yeah, and this really, really works for me. So I hope if you have any questions, just let me know, or you can send me a message, send me a text, and I will break it down for you. If you are buying a product and you can't figure out the complicated sciencey ingredient stuff, send me a message. I'll do the research and try to help you out, because sometimes it's really difficult. But clean your face, find your soap, find the thing that works for you, treat your face. If you can get your hands on salicylic acid, if you can get your hands on some tea tree oil, be careful with that one. Then you're good to go for treatment. And if you use a gentle moisturizer, I still use the moisturizer from this company, the Kiezo company, because the moisturizer is really gentle and really nice. In terms of hyperpigmentation, Nyanda, I use this product called niacinamide. It's a water soluble derivative of vitamin B3. So if you can get vitamin B3 in your diet, get it in there. And if you can get your hands on a product that has niacinamide in it, or the pure niacinamide, that's even better. But I just know that this particular brand it's only, you might be able to get it in the US. And you can get it here, but I know that maybe in Jamaica it won't be as easy to get it there. But if you can, if I'm wrong, and I really hope I am, get your hands on the niacinamide, and it helps. I wrote it down. So it reduces the inflammation, and it increases like lipids in your face, which helps to heal, and it helps to like take off the dead skin, which causes the hyperpigmentation that can occur because of acne. Now, if you have hyperpigmentation for different reasons, I'm going to have to do some research that is unique to you. Like, what is causing your hyperpigmentation, and then see what is necessary to like get rid of that specific kind of hyperpigmentation. But if you have it because you are, you have acne, then this has worked for me so far. But you have to take care of your acne before you can even begin to take care of your hyperpigmentation, because it's easier if you're not getting active breakouts for you to start to take care of the pigments that are darker and all that stuff. Because it doesn't make sense if you're trying to take care of your hyperpigmentation and you're still getting active breakouts. So take care of your active breakouts now first. And then as you go along, as you keep that under control, your skin exfoliates itself naturally anyway. Your skin removes dead cells off of itself anyway. And over time, it will start to like fade out. Yeah. Some people had told me to use certain kind of things that was like too close to bleaching, and I was just not about that. And one of the things I want to mention, this is not a quick fix way. So if it's a quick fix way, I can't help you. This was my rock bottom knowledge. This was when I was like, okay, this is my life. I am okay with living my life with acne. I have made peace with it. And now I'm just moving through life like, okay, I have acne, and I'm just trying my best to deal with it. And so I use this natural way. And the natural way is usually the slow way, as natural as possible, to get my acne under control. Now, I know now that if I want to go out and I want to eat like 10 fried chicken and I want to eat cheese for days, I just know that I need to drink as much water as possible. I need to make sure that I take care of my digestion, because what happens in your gut manifests on your face. And I'm saying that because I had an overgrowth of candida in my stomach, which is an overgrowth of yeast in my stomach, and it was causing breakouts on my face. And the minute I started to take something to get that under control, I saw the difference in my skin within like days. So I would make sure that I take care of those things. So depending on the life that you live, you can determine what kind of products you need to have on hand so you can battle and take care and manage your acne. Yeah? So I think That's the basics. That is as simple as I could make it for an Instagram live. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to me, for spending 45 minutes with Jules. I really appreciate it. I hope you have an amazing day. Message me, email me, hit me up on the DMs if you have any questions about this, if you need me to help you with anything. I am here. Thank you. I'm gonna go. Oh, wait. Oh, you asked, Naisha, what did I take? What do you mean by what did I take? So specifically for candida, so it's important to like take care of your gut health. So make sure you're taking your probiotics that has all of those healthy bacterias. But for the overgrowth of candida, what I took was Saccharomyces bulbari. I hope I'm pronouncing that last bit right. It's another bacteria that attacks the candida and keeps it under control. But I can tell you the details about that. Yeah, candida. It's the same thing that causes a yeast infection, but it's just that you do have some in your stomach that can also go out of whack. And for me, that was happening at the time. And it was causing my hair to fall out, and it was causing my skin to break out. So I got that under control. If you find that you are craving sweets all the time, you probably have an overgrowth of candida in your stomach. And that's how I recognized that it was happening, because my hair was falling out, my skin was breaking out, and I just couldn't stop eating sugar. And so that's how I clocked that and got it fixed. Yeah, does that answer your question? And I can send you more info of what it looks like later. Yeah, is that it? Cool. All right. So thank you, everybody. I hope your skincare journey is fruitful and lush and filled with joy. Take this as relaxed as possible, because as you grow and as you change, things might change. Products that you might use before may not work again. So take your time. Be gentle with yourself. If something doesn't work this week, it doesn't work next week, that is fine. You are worth the work it takes to be healthy and full and, be able to live your bravest life. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you later. Bye.